This video is going to be a quick review of this fidget toy. It's a slider or clicker style, which is one of the more popular styles these days. Whereas 5 or so years ago, I feel like everyone was going with fidget spinners, and over time they got expensive and rare, and there were limited edition ones and so on and so forth. We've seen something like that happen with fidget clickers and sliders as well. This is a model. It sells for about $25 to $35 on Amazon and eBay, a few other places. And it's a very simple design. It has this main piece. This is, I believe, stainless steel. That's how it's sold as, and it's what it feels like. It's quite hefty. Good 30, 40, maybe 40 grams. And then it has this piece. This appears to be some sort of hard plastic. I'm not sure exactly what it's going for. It looks almost like a Bakelite type thing, but has a little texture to it. It's fairly nice. It looks textured here, but it's really not. Has almost a fiberglass weave or something like that there. And it was these two marks were sort of kind of CNC'd out of it. And basically you hold it, you slide it or click it back and forth. Like I said, this design is easy to find on Amazon and eBay, so on and so forth. I'm sure other places. I've seen another design from a company called Pose Blades that looks very much like this one. I'm pretty sure they were the original. They have a history of making some high-end fidget spinners, and I guess at some point they went into a slider or a clicker. Their design is sold out, and it's impossible to find. So I did some research. I found one on eBay for $1,200. And I didn't buy that. I emailed the company about buying some more, and they never got back to me. So I did find this one, and it's the closest I can get to their original design. And again, I don't have that with me, so I can't really tell you the differences as far as the sizing and the specs go and the look and feel. But this one, like I said, here is the size guide. These are 1/2-inch markings, so we have 1, 2, about 2.5 inches. Not quite an inch wide, maybe 0.9 of an inch. Heavy metal piece. Clearly you see some machine marking there. You can rock this piece a very little bit. So if you want to get into a sort of rocking action, you could do it. You could click it like this. You can click it like no action there. Hey, a little click there. There you go. Works better on this side. You could click it slowly. And you can click it fast to get some volume. If we open it up, which I would not really recommend doing, we see there's a pretty strong magnet here. I'm not sure, they didn't spec what magnet it is. Then we see these. These are just tiny little ball bearings, and they're actually loose on the track. So if you are not careful when you open this thing up, these little balls are just going to slide away. You can see this one is sliding free. It's like one of those toys we had when we were kids. So you have to be really careful if you are to ever open this up, or if you drop it, this piece will go flying somewhere. These little balls will be long gone. There appear to be some little screws here. Those are, I believe, just because you need a ferrous component for the magnet to work with, and that's what those little torque screws are. If this is stainless steel, which it feels like it is, then it's not going to be very magnetic. So you put in some little pieces of, whatever those are, normal steel, galvanized steel, whatever, and then they probably are being held in place. Those may actually just be magnets held in place with torque screws. I don't know, but those are what the magnet are working with. Put this back. Gotta be careful there, but it goes back pretty well, and it works pretty low key. Comes with a little carrying case, which is pretty nice, given that it costs $25. It says, I guess that's MLD with some like a bionic cat or a zombie cat. I don't know exactly what I'm looking at there, but it's a faux carbon carrying case, which is nice. You do have a lanyard for it. This is like almost a camouflage pattern. clearly, like it's a, it was just like cut and it's falling apart and it needs to be tied. So I guess if you want to carry this around your neck or have a carrying lanyard, then you do have one thoughtful inclusion here, which are 2 little balls. So if you do lose any of your little ball bearings, you get 2 more. Honestly, I would have hoped to see 4 of these, because if this thing takes a spill, and it didn't happen here, but if it happened onto something harder, this top piece pops off, you're definitely losing all 4 of the balls. The chance that you're going to lose 2 and recover 2, for me, seems pretty small. So it would have been nice to see 4, but kind of it is what it is. So yeah, that is the slider tool. As far as a fidget tool goes, I wouldn't really recommend this one. For me, it's a little bit one note. There's not a lot you could do with it. It's not as much fun as a fidget spinner or some other fidget toys. It is on the expensive side, not for what it is, because obviously it's like machined metal and ball bearings and magnets. So I understand the expense, but for a standard fidget toy, for a lot of people want to spend less, and you could definitely get a fidget spinner or some other things for less than that. And then I would not recommend it for kids. It has magnets in it and has tiny little ball bearings. Both of those, for me, just do not let anyone under, I don't know what, 15 or something play with this. I would not at all recommend it for kids. So, and then lastly, if you're going to be around other people, you're absolutely going to drive them bonkers with this thing. It is loud. It has a harsh noise, sort of an unpleasant tone. It's one of my bigger problems with it. It's just sort of grating to hear. So it's in a public setting or around coworkers or something like that. It's definitely way worse than most fidget toys. Well, definitely worse than the kind of the whirring of a fidget spinner. You can do some quieter activities, but they're not really as gratifying. On the whole, I find this device to be less gratifying than most of the fidget toys I've used. So interesting idea, and ultimately for me it didn't work out, but fun to play with for a few minutes.